Recently, I have seen reports which attributes to his brother, lawyer Rafael Agyapong, that Kennedy Agyapong has left the party. We are even in a case with him at the court. He's representing the other side. Myself and lawyer Rafael are representing Kennedy Agyapong.
The party has received petitions from individuals within the party, and the party's rule, per the constitution.
How many petitions have you received?
10.
Kennedy Agyapong.
10.
Ken has almost become like an institution in the New Patriotic Party.
It's bigger than the NPP.
Alright, so fellow Ghanaians, it's another blessed new Monday. Thank God it's Monday. We are right in the studios of Smart Africa Media. What I remember, so subscribe, like, and have a sign share to the people out there. I was here. Let's have a conversation. So what joining our feed, what joining one young kid, Yansu Afi, and Yatnasi. Now, it was before I became on Common. Mamma took a current on Namin Komasma. Last week, and Kennedy accomplished with Japan. Petitions here, a coin in Abusia, and then more the number of petitions here. Yet their petition Kennedy accomplished with Japan, which is what the number of petitions? I will say yes, and call for in the NPP any break this time around, and we're going to discuss about it. Now, over that issues in more and Kennedy must go. Buy young Kabian and a Kennedy accomplished with Japan. You have my friend Ralph Japan. Breaking news. Be say Kennedy, every NPP, one NPP who be. And I brought you that story. And they are Juada. Kwesi Kwarteng, Kennedy accomplished with Japan. His spokesperson Albert Chinese statement down. Was what boy? Kennedy is still in the party. And to why the ending na and there joy news. Credit to them. One of them shemu. Yeah, one of them NPP deputy secretary, deputy general secretary. Ura Haruna Mohammed. Shemu na enkomodi debi akos. And the year Kwesi Kwarteng breaking news in say Kennedy accomplished with Japan is not bigger than NPP, of which that is true, unless they won't penetrate. Kennedy accomplished with Japan. His spokesperson. And Kwesi Kwarteng say Kennedy accomplished with Japan. His boss is not bigger than NPP. Nebusuya petitions baku 10. And Nkrofo aswa e de akwa NPP office. Say Kennedy yentwena so. Ya bekwa akohwe video be nebusuya fashe with mada wuruma. Temi kakra. Smart Foundation for the Needy. Aba. Yeah, from July 1st e de kwese December. Ebusuya ya pese yakwaya adoye. Wada wuruma yenim se onsu bia wo ade bi da ho a wada wuruma bia na wo use bete na wo use bi e bia na ya atade na wo hye na ya oketwa e bia na wo de mpaboa na wo hye na ya oketwa ba de wonu bi de ebusu ya koya do ye wonyanka fie December I think July na ye 7th month mu na aka mre kakra wada wuruma kakra won so betimi bia na fa boa se wo de sika wo de ye nnuane ye be kwa akoye sa de se wo de bebi ewo wontimi mfamba wada wo frɛ na wo de maneka ye be kwa akoje ye be bo din na ya da wase ye de say with you somebody can smile together we can make a difference and number na go screen as wada wo mafa na frɛ and as a chat na ye mfa wo enka group no se de be ya de ye bia wada wo so woni ebe hunu bi na waye bi ebusu en konko tie Kwesi Kwarteng enne yewura Mohammed Haruna
with Kwesi Kwarteng, who is joining me on Zoom. There have been some calls this week for your boss, Kennedy Agyapong, to be removed from the NPP. You are close to him. What is his response to these demands?
Well, Carlos, good evening to you and good evening to Prof and good evening to my Deputy General Secretary. A very hard-working one, of course. Good evening to our viewers. Before I give a response to your answer, permit me to share a brief insight relative to the show. You know, when I saw the flyer, I saw that myself and Prof are going to meet. I was a bit surprised, so I picked the phone and called him. And when I refer to Prof, I'm referring to Haruna, our Deputy General Secretary, not Professor Asante. Right. So I picked the phone and called him and wanted to inquire why we'll be meeting or facing each other on a panel like this, because in the ordinary course of things, I mean, I have been a party communicator actively since 2019. Usually the parent has always been the NPP, and so I was a bit intrigued and wanted to understand whether he knows more than us. And he was also a bit surprised why your editorial policy could pair the two of us. Of course, I mean, we are unable to question your editorial policy
Yeah, but you do know that you, for some time, you've been speaking for Kennedy Ohene Agyapong, and it is proper that we hear from you. You are his spokesperson. So at least that explains why you are here.
Yes,
and Haruna is also, of course, he is your Deputy General Secretary. He has some questions to answer with regards to all this that actually happened in the party.
Yes, I understand. But you see, it says some persuasive impression as though I'll be speaking differently from the NPP's position.
Not at all. We just want to find out what Kennedy Ohene Agyapong actually makes of the happenings, especially with regards to what happened this week, the Ken must go, chant that happened at Alisa Hotel, and you have been speaking for him. So we'll be so glad if you can tell us how he feels about those calls.
I do agree. If I had allowed me to land, because I was also even coming there.
Okay.
Except to say that whichever way, and no matter the editorial objective or the editorial policy, we have demonstrated on many courses that as a party we love each other and we are one. And but to buttress my point, I was even a bit concerned why Kennedy made the donation around the 17th of June that brought this whole discussion and in town, and I was surprised why almost 2 weeks we've not given so much prominence to even the incubators that he said. But it appears maybe the media may even love us more than ourselves. So I said, well, Prof, or my Deputy General Secretary, let's attend the event, but whichever way, let's demonstrate to Ghanaians, demonstrate to the media, no matter how the media objective is, how the media even appreciates us. I don't know, but my video has been muted.
No, we can hear you loud and clear.
Very well. Whichever way, how maybe the media loves us, but we also have to demonstrate to the media and the whole Ghanaians that no matter how the editorial policy objective is, as a party, we are united and we believe in the supreme values of the party, and we must be more focused on our projecting our candidates instead of somebody who just lost a flabbergasted election. But now coming to the substantive matter, let me also hasten to add that Kennedy Agyapong, like any other member of our party, has his views and his opinion. And in any democratic dispensation, especially like a party like NDC, we respect the views of every other person. And same respect is also extended to every other member. And so Kennedy Agyapong may say one thing, you may have a party person who may agree or disagree. That has always been the beauty of democracy. And the last time I made a certain point on with your sister stage, I think it was even the same platform, when I made a point that yes, strong parties are not parties without disagreement, but strong parties are parties that even beyond their disagreements, they are able to still achieve and champion their cause.
You're right.
Agyapong is not perturbed. He's still a member of the New Patriotic Party. And let me also hasten to add, recently I have seen reports which attributes to his brother, lawyer Raphael Agyapong, that Kennedy Agyapong has left the party. Thankfully, we have the Deputy General Secretary in your studios. I'm sure as of now he's not received any official letter relative to that.
We'll find out from him.
So that should tell you that the reports attributed to Raphael Ohene Agyapong may not necessarily be accurate. Yes, it was yesterday. Yes, it was yesterday. I attended a funeral with Kennedy Agyapong at Krobo Dumasi. We literally spent the whole day together. I go home around 9 p.m. before I started watching the Ghana match.
All right.
And so far as he is concerned, he has not left the New Patriotic Party. He is still a member of the New Patriotic Party. Nothing has changed. Of course, we can also pretend that we've heard reports of sermons in the media regarding some petitions against him. That is very normal and very natural in every democratic dispensation. I will respect that. As of now, he's not had any invitation to that effect. I am sure any invitation extended to him, all consequential decisions will be made to that effect. But I have confidence that even in spite of every disagreement in a democratic dispensation, a democratic party like the New Patriotic Party, there are structures to address him. And I have full confidence in the Bawumia-led party. I have full confidence in our leadership. I have full confidence in the entire structures of the New Patriotic Party that ultimately we will be able to address this matter.
Okay.
And maybe subsequently, we probably, especially with the help of the media, also focus our attention on the new and the NDC. They promise, for instance, 24-hour economy.
We will go into the NDC debate, but your boss is actually to face a disciplinary committee. Will he avail himself?
If there has not been any invitation extended to you on...
Kindly turn on your video so we see your handsome face as we talk to you.
Initially, I'm sure because you were playing the insert, so I was muted from your end. So thank you. I've just put it on.
Right.
You see, Kennedy has always been a law-abiding citizen. Kennedy has been a member of our party since its inception. He loves the party, a deeply invested member of the New Patriotic Party. I'm not sure he would ordinarily do anything to ruin the future or the fortunes of our party. The party is rebuilding. We are re-strategizing. Relative to the question that you asked specifically, there has not been any invitation extended to him. So I am not sure it is proper for anybody to speculate. For all you know, the party leadership may even feel that at a time like this, it's proper to engage rather than probably even taking the disciplinary route. And I've always maintained that disciplinary committee or disciplinary action is not a death sentence. A disciplinary action is not a court summons. Disciplinary action is essentially saying that, well, you are invited to access us to answer questions on this matter. I'm not sure the Agyapong I know is beyond that. But
you thought that he should have been engaged rather than, brought before the disciplinary committee, right?
No, you see, there are structures of the party. I mean, I'm a lawyer, so at least I also have a fair understanding of how structures and procedures do work. You see, it is not as though the party just felt that we have to summon Kennedy Agyapong before the disciplinary committee. The reports that I've read in the media has always been that there has been petitions against him relative to some comments that he made. And that's why I was very clear and precise in my earlier introduction that in our party, we believe in disagreements. We believe in free speech. I mean, remember recently, we were all in the media defending Abronye for free speech. It's not everybody in the party that agreed with such a position, but ultimately we must agree to disagree. I had my own opinion. People may have their own reservations about it, but our public position was that Abronye exercise his right.
So you thought Ken Agyapong's comment he made comes under that category of being a free speech, but the party disagrees with what he said? Is that the point you're making?
That's not the point I'm making. That's not the point I'm making. The point I am making is that the party believes in free speech. So when a party believes in free speech, the party makes room for disagreements. And so even if the party disagrees or elements of the party disagrees with his position, there's prescription for it. And one of the prescription requires that you petition the party for redress. And I'm saying that so far as we are concerned, we have heard reports that people have petitioned. So it is not the case that, so I think the distinction ought to be made clearly. It is not the case that the NPP is attacking the Agyapong, no. It is a case that members within the NPP who disagrees, and I've made an earlier introduction that it is natural for people to disagree with others, who disagree with the position of Kennedy Agyapong has petitioned the party. And I am telling you, and I have the assurance that the party has structures to address such differences and such disagreements among party members. So I feel, for me, I mean, honestly, I feel that the issue has been blown out of proportion. It has been overly been sentimental.
Okay.
Yesterday, for instance, I had the opportunity to watch News File. I mean, Samson is somebody that I so much respect. We are even in a case with him at the court. He's representing the other side. Myself and Lawyer Rafi are representing Kennedy Agyapong. But I felt that the structure of his questions were just designed to kind of set
we would not want to go into that for now. But before I come to Haruna, quickly, just 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
But you are interested in going into
because of time. Because we are running. We seem to be running out of time. So, no, kindly give us some time. Did you see this Ken Must Go, campaign? Did you see it coming?
I saw the footages on social media.
Not the footage. Did you see this coming from the party, for that people were going to actually petition that a staunch member of the party, Kennedy Agyapong for that matter, calling for his removal from the NPP, from his camp or his side? Did you see that coming?
I mean, this is a very tricky question, but I'll give you a response. I mean, I understand the politics of it as somebody who is politically exposed. And I also understand the principle behind it within the remit of the law. The principle has always been that in every democratic dispensation, people have a right to demonstrate. And I think they exercise their right, which we respect. At the end of the day, assuming even without admitting Kennedy Agyapong is invited and he even honors the said invitation, he also have his day before the disciplinary committee. Okay. That is just based on losing value. Then on the politics of it, I think it is normal. It is really a non-issue. But for me, what is most important for me as a spokesperson of Kennedy Agyapong, who is still a member of the New Patriotic Party, and also as a member of the New Patriotic Party and part of the National Communications team, is to promote the unity of the party. That regardless of differences, regardless of how people disagree with our position, there are structures to address it. And I have confidence that leadership will be demonstrated, just like leadership has always been.
And Ken is also committed to supporting the party to chart that path, right?
You see, your question is an open-ended question. Can you make it close-ended so that I can give a response to you? Because you see,
I'm just asking. You are speaking for Ken at the same time expressing your own personal views. So I just want to.
No, I'm also expressing my views as a member of the New Patriotic Party.
I understand, but we also want to pick Ken's views. Is it ready, and is it going to, follow through the process?
Process of? Are you talking about the disciplinary process?
Of course, yes.
Until an invitation is extended to him, I don't think it will be fair to speculate. That will be prejudicial to the process, if I'm minded to say.
Okay, hold it. Let me come in studio to speak to your Deputy General Secretary, Haruna Mohammed. Grateful to have you in studio. First of all, how is the party taking all of this? Ken Must Go chant, you went to your next meeting, Alisa Hotel, chaos, and all of that. How did the party take this? I mean, when it happened the first time on Thursday?
Thank you very much, Carlos. I would like to say good evening to your Charis viewers, and good evening to Prof. Asasari, and then my good brother, Kwesi, Kwarteng, Esquire. It is very interesting that we'll be having this conversation, and like he started his line of communication. Usually when officers of the party has to come into an internal matters, we don't usually have banter or that kind of conversation with party officers who are speaking for officers of the party who have vied or seek to vie for positions. But in this particular situation, I thought that as an officer of the party on probe, I was to come here to give clarity to the constitutional provisions and the procedures.
I think that has been explained. So yeah.
So, but as the matters have been put, I think that in every political party, you would have one of those particular issues that you have to attend to. And this is not new to the New Patriotic Party, and this is not also new to the other political parties. And we have, as a political party, set ourselves and we have touted it, and which is true, that we are the pace setters of democracy in Ghana. And I respect Kwesi Kwarteng a lot with the tone and the manner in which he has gone on with the conversation. And I think that the New Patriotic Party should be commended for some of these particular critical decisions that we take and the procedure, the route in which we go about it. You remember that of the NDC in 2005 when they went for the Kofridua conference. You saw what happened. Francis Esiamen was whipped with horse whips. The national chairman, Obed Asamoah, was whipped with horse whips. And Bitzidin and co, they were all whipped with horse whips. This was the channel in which they decided to address their internal grievances. But we have always ensured that internal grievances within our party must go through the procedure. The party has received petitions from individuals within the party. And the party's rule, per the constitution of the party.
How many petitions have you received?
10.
From Kennedy Agyapong? 10 petitions?
Yes. So, per the provisions of the party's constitution in Article 436D, and if you permit me, I read.
Yeah, you may.
A complaint against a member of parliament or former member of parliament shall be made to the National Executive Committee, and in case of a member of the National Executive Committee, to the National Council, both of which shall be filed at the National Office through the General Secretary. So the General Secretary's office has received that. So he has to ferry that to the National Executive Committee for discussion, which was done. And if you read our party constitution carefully in Article 3 of the party's constitution, per membership, that is right of members. And if you permit me, I read 2. A member shall have the right to be heard whenever their activities and conduct are in question and under consideration by the party. So this is clearly the procedure that the party has taken. And whilst we have referred the matter to the disciplinary committee, I don't think that
Asante Agudi Crown.
Until the disciplinary committee's report comes, which will be a subject matter of discussion at NEC or council. So on this particular basis, I want to put it clearly that this has been referred. We'll wait on the outcome of the committee, which will be a subject matter of discussion at NEC.
What are the likely outcomes?
If I knew the likely outcomes, I would...
No, per your constitution in issues like this.
Until the matter is being heard, and then the gravity of the matter and the issues that are put before the committee that is discussing that, you might not be able to tell how it's going to look like, because the turn of events within the discussion and the report that is coming will determine the likely outcomes that will be recommended to the National Executive Committee.
Okay.
So it will be prejudicial for me to determine what it is going
the outcomes will be. But Kwesi Kwarteng tells us this evening that Kennedy Agyapong is yet to receive a formal invitation.
It is left with me to confirm from the disciplinary committee whether they have issued, because when it comes to issues of disciplinary matters, the General Secretary ferries the petition to the National Executive Committee. The National Executive Committee refers the matter to the disciplinary committee or which any other body that the party thinks that this matter should be discussed with. So when that is done, it is left with the committee in question to issue a letter of appointment with or to the person that has been invited. So unless I confirm, because I haven't been able to confirm whether he has received or not, because this is an independent body that is seized with the power to deal with disciplinary matters. So I cannot tell from where I sit to now, because the Secretariat is not in charge of the issuance of the invitation.
Okay, my final question on this particular one. We saw the minority leader, Afenyo Makin, also at Alisa Hotel. His vehicle was blocked in that video, and people were trying to understand the connection between Ken Must Go chant and why the group was trying to bring Afenyo Makin into it. Is the party concerned about that particular development?
Well, we saw the videos, and the head of security at the party headquarters was asked to bring a report on what actually happened at the outside. But we haven't received, or if my boss has received that report, I've not had the possible this thing to have looked at it. So I can't tell.
But at least you've seen those on social media.
Yes, but I cannot look at the video and see whether it was an attack. But I can say that it was like a crowd management. So once such a thing has happened in front of where we were having the meeting, it is left with us to ask our security details to check and give us a report.
So that's the very video on
what happened. So we need to get the report before we can make an official comment on that.
Okay, I'll come back to you for us to discuss the party matters, especially when it comes to nominations you've opened and your reorganization strategy. But let me bring in Dr. Asante. He is a political scientist and he's been in the game for decades and he understands all the dynamics. Doc, grateful to have you here on the probe. As a political scientist yourself, what message that the happenings regarding Kennedy Agyapong actually put out about the party's future, its unity, and all of that, from where you sit?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. What I know from where I sit is that you have rules that regulate the conduct of people, without which you cannot have any meaningful party. But you must also, at the same time, look at the fact that when there are criticisms, you must be ready to accept them in good faith. From what Kennedy said, I have no doubt in my mind that it's one of the things that party members at a point in time would like to do by criticizing themselves. It is a useful tool that helps the party to set up well and move on. For me, that's how I see it. So when it becomes an issue that you must go through the disciplinary committee, then it becomes a different thing. But we are waiting to see what the disciplinary committee will come up with. Then we can have a meaningful conversation on that. But I believe that in matters of criticism, the party should develop thick skin and must be able to accept it and move on, because criticisms are nothing but the oils that grease up the wheels of governance, without which it grinds to a halt. So you need them at all times. And those are the ingredients that you need in any meaningful internal democracy.
So you think referring Kennedy Agyapong to a disciplinary committee is far-fetched?
Oh, I believe that, yes, the people have their right to send petitions and all that. But I also believe that the party must accommodate criticisms. It is otherwise, if the party go wrong, who can right the wrongs? Criticisms are necessary.
But the concern of party people actually is that such criticisms should be channeled well, not in a public domain. What do you think?
If they don't want it in the public domain, what else do they want? I mean, sometimes these things are difficult, but the frontiers of democracy, they do that. We saw PC appeal for it. Sometimes it speaks very tough, but these things are the foundation on which NPP was built. People speak their mind. I recall in many years when Kufuor wanted to contest, people took him on a number of issues. Yes, but the resilience of the party relative to these things give the party the strength that it needs. So I'm a bit let me put it this way. I'm a bit worried about such development because NPP that I know, they are not afraid of criticisms because they are prepared to embrace it and use it. So when something of this nature happens and we go on this route, it becomes a difficulty. But hey, they have the rules and they want to apply the rules. We are waiting.
Now tell us, what would Kennedy Agyapong's exit from the NPP or his expulsion from the NPP mean for the party's unity towards the 2028 election? If the disciplinary committee takes a decision after the 2 weeks that Ken is being expelled for, say, a year or two, what would be the consequence for the party's unity towards 2028 election?
I'm not a spokesman for Mr. Agyapong, but Mr. Kwarteng is. But what I know is that Mr. Agyapong, the party will not throw him out. No. He is such a big fish that it doesn't matter the difficulties. I think they can talk in closed doors and then resolve whatever differences. Because like it or not, Kennedy it's one of the important personalities within the party. And he's done so much for the party that you want to have him at all times. Yes, he's not new in terms of his public outbursts and all that. The party has dealt with these things for a very long time. So I believe that they will not get there, especially when the leader of the party now moving around, getting, trying to extend an olive branch to people. They think that they are being wrong or there are difficulties with them and all that. He has started that, visiting people in the home. That's a good thing. So if this thing comes in and then it takes another dimension, then it becomes a stab at the back of Bawumia. And I'm not sure it will bode well for a party that is in opposition and is looking for increased number of people to be able to restore power from the NDC.
But what would that mean for those, the 10 petitioners who have petitioned the party, who feel aggrieved and want the, disciplinary measures taken against Kennedy Agyapong, just because Ken is a staunch member, he's a pillar, and he should let off the hook? What would that mean for those who feel in the party that Ken must go?
Yeah, are they saying that criticisms are not part of the way NPP, organize themselves, organize the party? Yes, they have their right to petition. But that is not, the fact that you are petitioned doesn't mean that you get what you want. It can be a different story. But all that I'm saying that there are tactical moves that political party you need to be able to observe if you really want to maintain power. I have said it and I'll repeat it, that in politics, when you want to have power, you need what? Strategy. You need strategy.
Okay.
So some of these things you need to tread cautiously. You remember when Alan left, there are a lot of talk, nothing will happen and all that. We're talking about a game of numbers. Even one can change the dynamics, because remember, you are looking beyond 50%. So every single vote counts a lot. Yes, you want to maintain discipline, but at the same time, you are careful as to how you want to handle the way things ought to be done within the party, so as not to rock the boat more further. So I believe that it is a learning curve for the party. We want to see how they respond to that. But I know that a mass party as the NPP, they will be able to weather the storm and come out with something meaningful that will stand the test of time. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Asante is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Grateful for your time here on the probe. And then let me give you the final word, Mr. Kwarteng, before I come in studio to wrap up. You are sure that this will, turn out well for the party's unity going forward, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, we disagree to agree. And like Professor Asante said, the NPP has always been noted for that. And that has been the basis upon which the NPP has been built. A party that accepts secretarism, a party that accepts disagreement. Of course, it doesn't also mean that if a party accepts secretarism and disagreement, it doesn't also have its own rules. The party has its own rules. And of course, it's the same way that the party envisages that there could be excesses, and even beyond excesses, so there could be disagreement. And there's a more reason why the party constitutions provide for remedies and prescriptions when such disagreements occurs. It's just like the country Ghana. I mean, we have laws. The idea about the laws is to prevent people from committing offenses. But yes, so you still have people committing offenses. But of course, the Constitution gives prescriptions that when people commit offenses, or even when there are disagreements on the offenses, people or disagreement on behaviors, there are still remedies for that. So I have confidence in the party structures. But I mean, in ending, let me also hasten to add that this is a time to call for engagement, extensive engagement, extensive cooperation. We have to also deepen our reconciliation effort, deepen our dispute resolution mechanism. And then we also send a word of caution to party members who are on social media. After election, we do not have anything like Ken's camp. we do not have anything like Baumia's camp. Neither do we have Brian or Duchungo Agyapong's camp. We only have only one new patriotic party. And our biggest opponent has always been the NDC. And so we must be very measured in our discourse. We must be very measured in how we write, and we must be measured in how we want to cut each other on his knees. Ken, as I speak, is still a member of the New Patriotic Party. Of course, unless, of course, maybe Prof is able to let me know that he's sent in his resignation, which I'm not sure he's done anything like that. So let's protect him. Let's protect his institution. Ken has almost become like an institution in the New Patriotic Party.
He's bigger than the NPP.
Oh, I mean, this is a leading question. How can an individual be bigger than NPP? No, an individual will obviously not be bigger than NPP, but obviously the party also requires individuals to build. I mean, that has always been the strength of every party. So we'll galvanize on our strength, address our differences, address our disagreement. We'll be measured going forward, and make sure that we present a united and one voice ahead of 2020. And I have full confidence that when we're able to do that, 2028, Dr. Bawumia should be recording around 64%.
We pray so. Thank you so much, Kwesi Kwarteng. He speaks for Kennedy Ohene Agyapong.